So Dave, how would you evaluate how things have gone here in the last 11 days in Fuchu?
Overall, it's been a great camp. The players come in really well prepared, very athletic. They've worked really hard, done a lot of school work. So from that point of view, I really couldn't be more pleased than what we've achieved here.
What is the next phase of the lead up to the WBC, and why is that important?
Well, I think we've got a few more phases. I think, we play an NPP team tomorrow, and then the next day we get the whole team together, which is where we're down in Miyazaki playing against other NPP teams, and I think that intensity is naturally going to rise, and then we're there a few days and we get the Tokyo Dome, it's going to rise again. So I think these next 5 days are really going to go from this relaxed, hard-working skill camp to the guys are going to know it's real pretty soon.
The practice games that we have had so far versus the 4 or 5 Japanese teams, what can you say about them and how they have helped us prepare for this tournament?
Yeah, exactly. Those games are about us preparing ourselves, not as much about the scoreboard, even though we play to win. The priority was about us executing and making sure that we're getting the most out of it. And I think we've achieved that. We dodged the rain really well, and I'm overall really pleased with what we got out of it.
In terms of the new players that are new, in brief, loose terms, I mean, they're all familiar with us, how do you go about integrating them into the culture that's being sort of fostered and nurtured here in Fuchu?
Yeah, I think they're already part of the culture. They'd be anxious. They want to get in here, but I think they've all been around this group before at some level. So it's going to be a smooth transition, and I think after 24 hours, they're going to feel like they've been here the whole time.
Were there a few moments that you felt sort of proud looking at the group as they were training here, and if so, what were a few of them?
Really, every day there's been a moment. I mean, at some stage, whether just the way that they're interacting with each other, the way that they're improving from day to day, the way that they're really, being deliberate in what they're doing. I think that has been a real point that I'm really proud of, just watching them doing, and the challenges for them to get ready for what happens in the Tokyo Dome. And I think I've seen that. They've really pulled together.
Thanks. All right, Jim. What have you seen from the pitchers so far this week?
The first thing I've seen is I feel like the guys are really prepared for this, which is it's nice. Nice to know that they've been getting ready for this, even before Fuchu. So I'm seeing competitors out there. I'm seeing guys that are ready for the big moment. So ready to move on to Yokohama and Miyazaki.
From a strategic standpoint, how do you go about managing arms, knowing that we're less than a week away from Game 1, still 3 games to play? There's a lot of pride every time you put on the jerseys. How do you go about managing those innings before the games really matter?
Yeah, it's mostly trying to put every single pitcher in the best position where they're going to be at their sharpest when we start the tournament. So it's really looking at individuals. How much time does this guy need off before the first day? How much, who are we looking at possibly pitching in that first game? And obviously it could be anybody in a sense, but we also, we're mapping that out too. So it's trying to have the arms as fresh as possible and as ready as possible for Game 1.
In terms of the pitch clock, a lot's been sort of made about that, especially in Japan and for us as well in the ABL. Obviously, no pitch clock. How do you go about adjusting or coaching players through that, if at all?
Yeah, even these first games, even though we don't have the actual clock out here, I've been timing everybody, and the umpires have been trying to make that part of it. So the majority of our pitchers really have had zero issue with the clock, and the ones where it's close, it's just conversation. How to be prepared and how not to let that mentally beat you or mentally make you worry about anything. And so it's just really preparing them and having conversations.
Can you maybe describe what the challenge is, I suppose, knowing there's pitch restrictions in terms of guys from every team, not just Team Australia, but obviously the 50 pitch limit turning into 65 for a bit of a long. How do you approach that puzzle?
You overthink it at the beginning, and that's really what you do. You want to think of every possibility, every scenario, because the situation of the games are going to dictate a lot of things too. So me and Nilly are having a lot of chats about 20 different scenarios that could happen in Game 1, because you want to have all of those thoughts going through your mind, so when the time comes, you can make that decision without overthinking it.
And in terms of what this next phase is, in terms of just playing 3 NPB teams, how is that important for preparation, and what are you hoping to see from your guys?
Well, I mean, to me, it's a perfect scenario as far as, coming to Fuchu and playing the games that we're playing here, but then, kind of stepping it up and taking it to the next level to prepare us for the first game. So it's really important that we're playing these games right now. Not only for the pitchers but for the hitters, just seeing the type of pitching that we're going to see in the tournament. So, and not only that, but the atmosphere is going to be a little bit different too. So it's kind of a stepping stone going into Game 1.
I appreciate those great insights. That's all the real baseball questions I have for you. I have one more. You can probably hear the noise in the background of the cricket game happening daily down here.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to watch any of the cricket? And
Absolutely.
Who has impressed you?
Oh.
Who's been the standouts here on the cricket pitch for you?
Oh, I mean, I can't go past Nilly's little catch in right here when he caught that one. So I've got to give him some love. I didn't even know he was there. So. Yeah, but no, this is fun. This is who we are. I mean, we come out here, we do our thing. We're a bunch of boys that are going to be together and have fun together. And then when it's time to get after it, we get after it.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it.